Welcome back to the channel. My name's Joe, and today we're going to be talking about ADHD and meditation. Now, for those of you that haven't watched my previous videos, I'm going through a bit of a transformation at the moment. I am recently single, broke up from an 8-year relationship, and I'm going through some stages with a life coach, and I'm going to explain some of the things that he's taught me. And in particular, I'm going to talk now about meditation. Now, if you had said to me 6 months to a year ago you'd be meditating, I wouldn't have believed you, and I didn't really believe in it. I didn't see the benefits of it. I mean, I'd heard a lot about it, but I just thought it was another one of these fads. But I think in particular, if you've got ADHD, meditation is very, very powerful. Now, what is meditation? I don't know the textbook definition, but from what I can gather, it's just you being with yourself and thinking about nothing. Being in your brain, just being there in stillness. I use a lot of guided meditation, and I'd recommend that for sure, because in the guided stuff, it really, really talks you through each stages, tells you when you should be breathing through your nose and out through your mouth, talks you through what it wants you to try and visualize. But really, when you've got ADHD and your mind is spinning round and round and round constantly, you're thinking about so many external things. And what I've come to realize in my life, a lot of those things were just distractions. They was distractions from being with myself, from understanding myself. And interestingly, I've always wanted a partner to get me, to understand me, but I never really understood myself. I'm still on a path to fully getting there, but I've been doing this work for the last 10 weeks, and I've been meditating pretty much every day for at least 20 minutes. Sometimes I've been meditating for longer, other periods I have when I can't meditate, maybe because I've got my daughter or for various reasons. But it is so powerful. Now, just to run you through what a basic meditation would be. So there's a lot of breathing through your nose, out through your mouth, and at each exhale, you are thinking about being more and more relaxed. So start from your head up, think about relaxing behind your eyes, relaxing your jaw, do all this in stages. Then relaxing your arms, your shoulders, all these places, and some of these places be really common to hold tension in. So for instance, my shoulders, I feel like I hold a lot of tension there. I hold a lot of tension around my jaw, and these are very, very common areas. And just go down your whole body and just relax. And also relax your arms, then relax your legs. And you can feel it, honestly, once you really get into it, and you can feel the energy dissipating. And then, depending on what meditation you're doing, sometimes it will say to you, think about something you're grateful for. And for me, a lot of the time I'll think about my daughter, and instantly just puts this crazy smile on your face. And think about what you're doing there. You're in pure stillness, you're thinking about nothing but something that makes you really happy. It honestly has a massive impact on you. Not only that stillness, what that provides for your ADHD and calming the brain, but then also the happiness factor of then thinking about something you're grateful for. And then some of the other guided meditations will then take you on a bit of a journey. So, maybe you're doing some inner child work, and it will take you down a path of thinking about some memories from your childhood. And we'll go on to that in a separate video. But maybe another one, which I'll link down below if I remember. Probably won't. But if I don't, please drop me a comment and I will remember to link it down below. But then it may take you on a path of releasing some emotion you've got. You might have been holding on to a feeling, something that's happened in your life. It might be a feeling towards a person, it might be an incident you've had at work, an argument you've had with someone. And it teaches you just to have that feeling, feel it, and then just let it go. And honestly, it sounds a bit woo-woo, but it is so, so powerful. And once you start believing in it, and once you feel it, I was really fortunate that almost from the very first meditation I did, I got it, I felt it, and I just believed in it straight away, because I could feel that power. And that's what I would recommend that you do. You just take the time, just like go into it with an open mind. And talking about going into it with an open mind, what I'd also recommend you do is, this is powerful brain work, like this is stuff you're working on your brain. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to be getting your phone out, go scrolling through Instagram, or doing whatever you're doing, distracting yourself before you do it. So what I'll often do is I'll put my phone down half an hour before, I'll go for a walk, I'll just do something that's not consuming my brain. Because if you're caught up in a certain feeling, a thought that you've seen online, you're going to take that into the meditation and you're not going to get the right outcome. So really take the time to set the scene and just believe in it. Honestly, the guided ones, you might have to go for a few different ones just to get something that resonates with you. But I know personally the ones that have some gratitude in just feel incredible. Some of the ones they'll tell you to visualize certain things, and if it's too descriptive, like some of them might say you're in a woods and you take a left turn and then you see this big white light, and this all sounds a bit like mad, but trust me, once you get into it, you'll believe it. But some of that stuff where it's a bit too descriptive, I struggle. But sometimes another way I've seen people frame it is think of a happy place. Then you think of like somewhere where you just feel safe, and then they'll talk you through the rest of the steps, like where it's going to go from there. But that's really, really powerful, just to be in your own thoughts and where it actually leads you to. And this is sort of where I'm getting to at the minute. I think the term's embodiment, don't quote me on that, someone said it to me the other day, but basically, if you're someone like me who's, I'd say I was emotionally blunt, I didn't feel my emotions. And what then happened was I got into relationships, and when I did get overwhelmed with emotion, I didn't know how to deal with them. Now, for me, in certain situations, they would come out in like almost an anxious, where I need my partner to soothe me, which isn't right, because you're then putting your traumas on someone else. Obviously there's a partnership there. It's good to work on these things together, but you need to watch out and find out what's like a need or what's like a trigger from her childhood. And if it's a trigger from childhood, you really should be able to soothe yourself. And what the meditation does, it teaches you to be there for yourself, to calm yourself down. And some of these meditations that I've done, and this is by trial and error, you'll find ones that if you've got a certain emotion that you're holding on to, you can then dial into yourself, just take a bit of time to relax and then go down this path, follow the guided meditation, and then you can get rid of the emotion you're feeling. Or you can be in such a relaxed state that you know the right outcome, you know what you should be doing, and the right thing will come to you. It won't be like you've got to go to somebody else for advice or you need someone else to soothe you. It's like, okay, now I can see that this is something from my past and it's okay, and I can be there for myself, I can be compassionate, I can be empathetic, and I can just have the feelings and I can just be okay with the feelings. But being in that like calmness, that stillness is incredible. But where I was going with the embodiment is when you get really, really good without the guided side. And I've managed to do this once. I was having really strong feelings that I was caught up in, I just couldn't shake. I couldn't meditate because I was asleep. Well, I was in a bed here. My daughter actually sleeps next to me. Don't ask about the living situation in the minute, but going for a breakup and all the rest of it. So I couldn't put any music on. I couldn't put YouTube on and go through the guided meditation. So I just did the breathing myself, and I did some gratitude. I thought something that made me happy, and then I brought the feeling up, and then I thought, how is this making me feel? And I pictured my younger self, because a lot of this comes from my younger self. And I'm getting a bit advanced here, but we'll come on to this in other videos. But you picture your younger self, and once you picture your younger self, you can, for me, I'll put my arm around myself. This sounds wacky as hell, I get it. But you can put your arm around yourself and you can just say, you're enough, mate. You are enough. I love you. I'm there for you. Because for me, that's what my younger self wanted. And then I'll come back out of the meditation 5-10 minutes after, and the feeling's gone. And for me, that's something I could never do. I could never do like I said, I shied away from my emotions. I didn't even register them. Not like they was coming to me and I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to deal with that, put it away. My brain was just dealing with that. It's like, oh, emotions come in, boom, put that to the back of your brain. Don't think about that. That's not happening. That's what was happening in my brain. I wasn't even registering these feelings. I didn't have needs. I didn't have emotions as such. But now I've got the ability to have a certain feeling. And for me, my feeling was to deal with one of my ex-partners, and I thought about it. And part of my brain, my subconscious part of my brain, was feeling that situation was because I wasn't enough. And I knew I was enough because I've been putting the work in. I've been doing the good work for myself. And like in my conscious part of my brain, I know that wasn't the case, that wasn't enough, but it's the subconscious. It's these subconscious feelings that are deep rooted within us that are, they're the little voice. Well, they're not actually the little voice, they're the loud voice. And it's your little voice that's hard to hear sometimes, that's actually the right thing. So yeah, it's game changing. If you've got ADHD, or even if you haven't got ADHD and you struggle to regulate your emotions, you struggle to have emotions, you don't feel that emotionally in tune, whether you've been through an event like I have, like losing my mother, losing my father, and I felt like I wasn't emotional, I didn't deal with it emotionally, I didn't really have much emotion around it. Don't get me wrong, I cried, but from when my dad died, for instance, I cried on the way to the hospital, never cried again. I didn't really even think about the situation after that because obviously my brain just shut it off. Because from a young age, I was told that you can't be emotional. I wasn't told, but that's what I learned. So yeah, honestly, very, very powerful stuff. And it sounds like witchcraft. I get it. Trust me. But I'm happy for it. I'm here for it. If I need to go and get a cauldron and believe in all this stuff, then I will, because it's so, so powerful. And that ability to deal with your own emotions, be there for yourself, it's really powerful stuff, man, honestly. But I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully you've gained some insight into this. Happy to answer any questions down below. But please do like, comment, share, subscribe to all the other good YouTube stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.